mother came to see me, her eyes full of worry. She told me about her son who had just graduated from university. Smart tech-savvy, lightning fast at picking up new information. But he was staying at home, not working, unable to handle the pressure of a job. My son is very talented, she said, but he's sensitive, lacks perseverance, and doesn't know how to interact in real life. He lives in a virtual world playing games, chatting with friends online, joining internet challenges, but avoids any real-life confrontation. This story is no longer rare. More and more Gen Z youth, tall, intelligent, globally connected, are missing the basic qualities needed to work, live independently, and face reality. They may know a lot, but they can't handle much. Parents get stuck in a loop, seeing their child as not yet mature. They hesitate to give them responsibility and keep protecting them. But that very protection prevents the child from growing up. Parents need to clearly assess whether their child has truly matured and, to what extent so, they can adjust their parenting accordingly. So the question is, what does it mean to be mature? What signs and qualities show that someone has truly grown up? When educators assess a child's maturity, they often look at 4 areas. 1. Biological physical development. 2. Cognitive intellectual development. 3. Social interaction and relationship skills. 4. Emotional, inter-emotional growth. Gen Z is thriving in the first 3 areas. They grow faster than ever, teenagers towering over their parents. They have vast knowledge thanks to technology. They don't need adults to give them information. They have Google and ChatGPT. They have the widest social networks in human history, friends across the globe through social media. But the 4th area, emotional development, is where they fall behind. And this gap is what keeps many young people from stepping into adulthood with confidence. When a child doesn't show clear signs of maturity, parents often respond by pulling them closer, continuing to care for them, protect them, make decisions for them, even support them financially and emotionally. Parents think, my child isn't ready to handle things on their own. But by not giving them responsibility, the child never gets the chance to grow. For example, a 24-year-old still lives with their parents, doesn't work, doesn't contribute financially, can't cook or take care of themselves. Parents still cook, do laundry, pay the phone bill because they're not ready yet. What parents need to do is assess how mature their child really is, then adjust accordingly. Gradually hand over responsibility. Create opportunities for them to take ownership, observe and support when needed. Maturity doesn't come from being protected, it comes from being challenged. Challenges don't have to be painful. They can start with something as simple as cooking a meal, planning a day, or following through on a small commitment. Here are 6 key signs parents can look for to recognize true maturity in their child between ages 16 to 20. 1. Keeping long-term commitments. A major sign of maturity is the ability to delay gratification. Part of this means sticking to commitments even when they're no longer exciting or new. Mature individuals keep doing the right thing even when they don't feel like it. Example, your child was excited to sign up for English classes, sports, or a community project. But after a few weeks, the excitement fades and they start making excuses to quit. A mature person keeps going, even without the thrill, because they value perseverance and honoring their word. Do you see this in your child? 2. Emotional independence. Mature people are happy or sad because of what's happening inside them, not because of what someone else gives or says. They aren't swayed by flattery or criticism. They can receive praise or feedback without letting it distort their self-image. They feel secure in who they are. Example, your child might be cheerful all day just because they got lots of likes on social media, but fall apart over one negative comment from a stranger. A mature person knows compliments don't make you better, and criticism doesn't make you worse. They stay emotionally steady despite outside reactions. Does your child show this kind of emotional balance, or do they swing between highs and lows based on what others say? 3. 3. Humility. Humility goes hand in hand with maturity. It's not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. Mature people don't seek the spotlight. They recognize how others contributed to their success and sincerely give credit. This is the opposite of arrogance. Example, your child might brag about grades, achievements, or post everything online to get recognition. A mature person says, "I did this thanks to my teachers, friends, and family." They share the spotlight and don't need to be the center of attention.
Does your child know how to say thank you and acknowledge others? Does your child know how to say thank you and acknowledge others? 4. Making decisions based on values, not feelings.
Mature people live by values. They have guiding principles that shape their decisions. They take charge of their lives. Their character leads their emotions, not the other way around. For example, your child might drop out of a class, quit a part-time job, or turn down an opportunity just because they don't feel like it. A mature person asks, "Is this meaningful? Will it help me grow?" and then decides.
Right.
They don't let fleeting emotions drive big choices. Does your child live by principles or by passing moods? 5. Assertive behavior. They think about themselves, but not at the expense of others. A wise person once said, "A mature person builds their schedule around others, not just themselves." While this can go too far, I believe the path out of childishness is learning to rise above selfish desires and start living to meet others' needs. Mature people don't seek attention. Example, when friends pressure your child to do something wrong, they might stay silent or go along just to fit in. A mature person says no, clearly and respectfully, because they know what's right. They protect themselves while still respecting others. Does your child know how to say no at the right time more? Do they just follow the crowd? 6. Seeking wisdom before acting. They don't act with blind confidence. Instead, they seek wisdom from experienced people or from God. The wiser they are, the more they realize they need wiser voices. They're not ashamed to ask for advice from adults, teachers, parents, mentors, or to pray. Only the wise seek wisdom. Example, your child wants to choose a major, start a business, or study abroad but doesn't ask anyone, doesn't research, just follows a feeling. A mature person seeks out mentors, reads, listens because they know. Wisdom starts with knowing you don't know enough. Does your child ask questions, listen, or just act on impulse? These signs don't come from age. They come from experience, practice, and being allowed to grow. Parents can start by observing, having conversations, and creating space for their child to try and learn. So, after everything we've explored together, ask yourself, has your child truly matured? In the 4 areas, biological, cognitive, social, and emotional, where is your child strong, and where are they struggling? Among the 6 signs of maturity, how many does your child show? Are any clearly missing? And most importantly, what's holding your child back from growing up? Is it overprotection? A life without real challenges? Or an imbalanced development, too fast in knowledge, too slow in emotional depth? Maturity doesn't just happen with time. It needs to be nurtured, tested, and allowed. The next video, we'll dive into a big question. What's delaying or even derailing the maturity of today's youth? See you then.